Nice, nice! Oh, it's back in. Dirty, come on, baby, get out of there. Oh, it keeps getting hooked up in the same spot. Look at that, dude, come on. It's moving. Oh!
Fly fishing is an adventure, period. And fly fishing for calico bass is just, it's unbelievable because it's all revolves around the fish. The fish is a monster. If pound for pound, that fish will pull just as hard as any other big pelagic game fish. And to have one on the end of your 9-weight rod is just an amazing feeling.
But I think the style of fly fishing that we do here in Southern California, especially on the ocean, is a little bit different. We're still exploring new things. It's still kind of a new sport. We definitely don't match the hatch when we fish. We just throw some pretty loud colors out there and just have fun with it.
In some of the most beautiful, pristine waters, nice and blue. It's been amazing. When you're on a calico fishing boat, when you're out chasing calico, when you're riding those swells on the back of Dave's Ranger, trying to hold on without trying to fall into the water every single time, it's definitely fun.
You left the room with the cord wrapped around your neck, fighting for your very first breath.
Catalina and being on the island, it's a very majestic, very special place for me. I can't describe it. It's so close to mainland California, but the lifestyle and the island living and the feeling that you get by actually staying on the island, which most people don't do, it's definitely a departure from the crazy Southern California lifestyle, and it's very close.
This life feels like a bittersweet goodbye with your love.
Chris, take the, Pete, take the helm. We might need to back out of here. There's a set coming in off the rock, so just FYI. Oh, that fish is buried.
You hit the road with naked in your heart, looking for a way back to the sun. A place unknown, though you can feel it fading fast. Grab the wheel, take a deep breath and hit the gas. Who knew what visions lay ahead? As the years go flashing by, we stop and wonder why. This life feels like a bittersweet death with your love.
I absolutely see the damage or the difference, I should say, in the fishery that Southern California is today and what it was 10 years ago. There's a lot more plastic, there's less fish. The quality and the color of the water alone has changed over time.
Even if that plastic bag gets caught on a tree in Montana, the sun's going to break it into little fragments. Those little fragments are going to get part of the surface sediment. That surface sediment's going to get blown into the rivers, and that's going to flow down into the ocean and contribute to this plastic soup.
I think the heaviest line we cast while doing this experiment was 1,100 grains. And that got a little cumbersome, especially when it was windy. But once we brought it back down to like 700, 800, and 900 grains, those were surprisingly doable lines on a 10-weight rod.
I don't fish because I'm one of those guys that likes to hang out. If I want to hang out with somebody, I'm not going to do it on a boat that's rocking all over the place while I have 1,000 grains of line zipping by my ear.
These are the guys that I some of the guys that I fish with on a normal basis. Bill and I have fished together for years, and I met Adam on a chat on a bulletin board online. I think the majority of us met on this bulletin board online, and it's kind of funny. But we all shared the common interest of fishing saltwater, mostly for calico bass.
There's a lot of guys that say they like to fish, but there's a difference between guys that like to fish and and guys that actually go fishing. So these guys go fishing, so we can really learn a lot from each other that way.
Absolutely. It's a pretty small network of guys that you can rely on to give you information and stuff. And so we're a pretty tight-knit group. You know, if you're into the conventional stuff, there's hundreds of people you can call. There's internet sites everywhere. So, you know, the guys that have gotten into the saltwater fly fishing in Southern California have become quite a tight-knit group.
It's a 4-pound fish. Nice, dude. 3-pound.
Pretty good swell. We fished the inside earlier, but there was very little water movement. And so we came to the west end. That's the way the swell was facing. And it's crashing up against these rocks and pushing the water on up around the rocks and all, and kind of mixing the pot, so it's like a big stew. And that's what turns those fish on. So if it's not too sketchy, maybe we'll catch some fish.
I asked Bill a question one day, and I said, look, there's a big disparity between conventional angling and fly angling. And the conventional guys are consistently catching more and bigger fish than we are. And we need to close that gap. And in the beginning, there was only really two obvious solutions to the problem. Either make the line heavier or make the fly heavier, or both. And that's how we started going down this path of creating these 900, 1,000, 1,100 grain lines.
I think it's a real good way of closing the gap in between, because you know, like I was saying, fishing the boiler rocks, when you throw even a 400 grain line out and the wave hits that fly line, it sweeps it right out because it's not deep enough in that more still water. And with these lines, they're sinking at least double that. And so it keeps that fly line, or it gets the fly line down deeper so it doesn't get manipulated by the wave action. And then throughout your entire retrieve, that flies closer to the bottom end structure where the fish are.
As we look at our kind of our crew and our movie, it's interesting. We have, you know, Dave has been throwing just standard straight out of the box fly fishing line. We got some other guys throwing basically, you know, kind of Frankenstein lines, you know, kind of putting different heads together and tying them up. And I would have to say, you know, at times Dave is doing really well. You know, he's killing it. And you know, other times we got the other guys doing well. So it's kind of those things where it's types of situation that makes this thing work out, you know, good. So I think it's just part of the arsenal. Definitely put it part of your game plan, and I think it'll help you out in the long run.
Come over here and I'll get the fish. Nice fish, dude. There you go. That's a bogus.
Is that bogus?
Yeah. That's bad. There he is. Oh!
He's coming, he's coming.
Woo! Yeah. Nice fish. You guys got anything?
We've got one fish, but there's a little more current down this way off this point. The kelp's starting to lay down a little more. Good calico bass fishing revolves around water movement. If there's no water movement, you'll still get bit, but the bite's going to be pretty slow. So tide, current, very sensitive to that. Your best fishing is done when that water's moving.
And then once you hook him, his immediate thing is he's going right back into those rocks. So then you then have to basically pull him out of his house, and he doesn't like it.
Been torn down from the floor down, beat up from the feet up. I've been torn down from the floor down, beat up from the feet up. Experience is what you Is not enough, one is too much. 1,000 is not enough, one is too much. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. I'm waiting in
I Barneyed the hook set. Oh! I think it's still on me, dude.
Oh my God. Dude, you don't do that to my buddy.
Oh, that's
You're all right.
crying. Ow, that hurt more than the fly. One of the cool things about living in Southern California is that you don't have to have a boat to chase calicos. So this morning we're in Santa Monica, and Dave and I are going to chase some calicos on a little submerged break wall right out in front of the Santa Monica Pier, where there's known to be 8 to 10 pound fish. There's been an explosion in this sport called stand-up paddleboarding, and we've kind of incorporated the two, and it's a very good way to get into tight spots. We can get into spots and hold in tight spots where other bigger boats can't do that. So it's really an efficient and inexpensive way to go fishing.
turn into a killer when your life was on the line. Did you burn the final acre of your enemy in spite of the hunger that is screaming through the darkness of your mind? As bombs rain down, echoes from the ground, your plans don't turn out right.
An experience coming out of these guys is by far taking my calico bass fishing to just leaps and bounds. You know, like I told you about this heavy lines. I mean, I never would have thought about it until Keith brought it up. When he brought it up, I was skeptical, but in the end, I think it's taking us to, just like I said, it's one of the additional tactical things we can do to increase our odds of catching that really nice fish.
All of us want to stick a world record fish on the fly rod, because that would be an enormous achievement. Because I think that a record that has stood for more than 2 decades, that was caught on conventional gear, and if someone sticks that record on a fly rod, that adds a whole layer of complexity on top of what we're already doing. And I think that anyone here would be lying if they said that that wasn't somewhere in the back of their mind. And it's definitely in the front of my mind, and I think that it's possible.
I've been doing this for a while. I have never, not only have I never seen a calico bass that small, I've never seen 50 of them in one day.
The fishing today was, it was not very good. It was okay. Am I supposed to lie?
No.
Okay, good. The fishing today was not very good.
Oh, tell them. Top life of the day? Adam's 2-inch Yaki. You got the party boy.
2-inch what? Is 2-inch what?
My 2-inch Yaki closet.
We said fly.
Is that what you call it?
Is that what they're calling it now?
Water looked good, but the fish that we caught were just small, very, very small. Some of the smallest calico bass I've ever seen in my entire life.
Next year's model.
Looking forward to tomorrow very much. It's gonna be a fun ride in the Ranger, getting over there. Always a good time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting over there, catching some bigger fish. Island's unreal. Super rugged, very, very untouched.
She is 5.5, close to 6. That's why we came here, baby.
That's a big fish.
Good job, Captain Phil.
Come on, buddy.
Come on, buddy. That's a big
Come on. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Right on, dude. You got him out of the rocks. Now, maybe not. I can see color.
Oh, my God. How's that thing?
That's arguably close to a world record right there.
Right, yep.
That's the biggest calico I've ever caught in my life.
Calico Syndicate is about. We're like a gangster mob of calico fishermen that really, you know, we care about the environment, yet we're all out to stick a big fish.
Stopping on the corners, all the people pass me by.
This group of guys there's something special about them. And it's, I always learn something every time I go out with any one of these guys. But they're great guys, and they're fun to fish with, and we always have a good time.
And as I pack my bags, I know I'll surely make it through. I'm on my way, yes, I'm coming home to you. Thinking about who I've been and who I want to be. Staring at the ticket on the table next to me.